Welcome, ladies and gents, to week 7 of the contest. This week's game is tough, cause it's Snake, Rattle and Roll, an isometric 3D platform game released for the NES. So let's start this bad boy up, yo! And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is why I will never receive a major recording contract with any record company in the history of mankind. So now that's silliness out of the way, welcome to week 7 of the Let's Play Sprint Fest competition. And as you can tell from that unbelievably incredible intro, this week's game is Snake Rattle and Roll for the NES. Now the gameplay is quite weird. As you can see, we're using the more unusual isometric style as opposed to the more traditional 2D left to right style of gameplay. So let's talk a little bit about this gameplay. You play as either Rattle or Roll, a red and a blue snake respectively, and your goal is to eat these little dots called officially Nibbly Pibblies, but that's a ridiculous name, so I'm just going to refer to them as dots from now on. And you're doing this in order to grow out your tail so that you can ring a bell at the end of the level to open the door to the next level. Because it goes on wait, apparently. Yeah, I swear to God I'm not making this up. Also, there are enemies that will try and stop you on your goal to ringing a bell, including feet and spare tyres for some reason. And killing that foot, by the way, has given us our first of 3 achievements for this week. And also an extra life, which is very useful, because this game, as I alluded to in the opening song, is hard. Very, very, very hard. But it should come as no surprise to some of you, because this game was made by none other than Rareware. And Rareware also made a little game called Battletoads. Yes, it's one of those games, I'm afraid. And also, I was kind of an idiot here. I got those 2 dots to reveal themselves, and then didn't eat them. And I'm sure there are people screaming at the screen right now saying, "Why didn't you just go to the adjacent platform and grab them with your tongue, you idiot?" Well, that's because I wasn't thinking straight, okay? This took, just a little secret here, this took way more time to get a decent recording out here than I care to admit to. Seriously, this did not go well at all for me this week. And I'm not particularly happy with this finished recording here, but it's the best one that I'm going to get out there, so you know what, I'm just going to have to run with it, because I'm not getting disqualified for 1 week and getting a score of 0, just because I failed to get something out there. Now, we just picked up a power-up here. That little clockwork key is actually a speed-up, but the problem is, while that might seem like a good power-up, it's actually kind of a double-edged sword. Yes, you're faster, so you can perhaps complete the level more quickly, but the major problem I have with this game is the controls. It's no secret that I play the majority of my games that I put on my YouTube channel with a keyboard. Good luck trying to play this remotely competently with a keyboard. If I had a controller, this would probably be a lot more enjoyable, okay? But I don't have a controller, I have a keyboard. So this became an absolute chore to play. Because I really couldn't tell, in some cases, what direction I was supposed to be facing with the arrow keys. It got really, really, really confusing, and therefore a lot more frustrating. And also, I think I activated a glitch here where I got stuck underneath the floor. And you just know that your game is terribly designed when you can actually get the player stuck underneath the floor of a bonus stage. And I haven't elaborated on these bonus areas before, but I'm going to talk a little bit about them now. Certain of these lids will actually flip up and take you straight to a bonus area like you just saw, and will actually suck up any nearby enemies and power-ups as well, although unfortunately if you suck up extra lives you don't collect them, as I found out to my cost a bit later on. But these bonus areas were actually key to my strategy of trying to get a remotely decent video and a remotely decent score out here this week. My strategy usually involves go to a bonus area, eat all 5 dots. Again, I refuse to call them by their official name. And also, I got screwed here, by the way, because some of these dot dispensers will actually shoot bombs out. And I got caught out twice by them, and that's, again, is just a dick move on the part of Rareware. But again, NES Rareware game, surely you were expecting a dick move. I mean, this is the company that brought you Wizards and Warriors and Battletoads, for crying out loud. When they got to the Super Nintendo, something became a lot more fair as a game company, but in the NES era, freaking hard games with completely unfair and bullshit elements seem to be their speciality. I love Rareware and I love the Stamper Brothers as developers, but seriously, they had a sadism thing going on when they were developers of the NES. And also, if you go in the water, then you'll actually summon this shark, and the music that plays is actually intentionally designed to rip off Jaws. If it sounds Jaws-like, that's because that was what the intention was. It's meant to be a rip-off slash homage to the Jaws theme. And Rare would actually use the gameplay concept of a shark popping out of the water to bite the player character in another of their games, Banjo-Kazooie. Do you remember Treasure Trove Cove and Sharky, that arsehole that would come out every time you put just one paw in the water, and he would come out and say things like, cheese and crackers, yummy, or something. Although you could kill the bastard with the Wonder Wing, and trust me, once I found that trick out, I was doing it pretty much on a daily basis whenever I was playing through that game. But the point about the bonus area is my strategy is usually here to get as many dots as I can in the bonus area, and then try and keep the dots, because every time you get hit, you lose segments of your snake. And if you have no segments to the snake, when you get hit, then he explodes. Also, the controls really screwed me over there, and I went right off a cliff and lost a life. And that's not good. Also, that sound effect that plays when you beat the level, kind of irritating. Just sort of irritating, okay? And also what's kind of grating is this sound effect that plays when the score is tallied up. But I can't really blame Snake Rattle and Roll for this, because this happened in a lot of early NES games. I can blame Snake Rattle and Roll for a hell of a lot of things, but that's not one of them. Also, we're in level 3 now, and this is where the fun really begins, and there's not a hint of sarcasm in my voice whatsoever. And these tuning fork looking power-ups, they're actually designed to increase the length of your tongue. The idea being that you can then eat dots and kill enemies from further away. The idea being that this will make the game easier, however, you can't really make this game easier. Also, the dots in this level now have legs, which make that they actively run away from you, and our enemies are now toilet seats. What is it with Rare being obsessed in certain games with toilet humour? We have this game that has toilet seats as active enemies. Conker's Bad Fur Day was basically toilet humour the game, and then of course their mascot is Mr. Pants. If that's not toilet humour, I'm not sure what is. Also, we have an instance here of what I would like to call a negative power-up. It reverses your controls. The game was difficult enough already, Rareware, without reversing the controls. Okay, they're kind of nice to put this Beyblade thing here that makes you invincible for a few seconds, but that makes that jump really difficult. In fact, I decided to just wait here and wait for the reverse controls to wear off. Yeah, I'll take the clockwork key over the reverse controls. Thank you very much, game. Honestly, the game didn't need to be made harder, Rare. You made it hard enough already. Also, toilet seat coming out of the lid, just not nice, again. Now, wouldn't it be interesting if you could get inside the head of your snake? I know what you're thinking, and by the way, people, I apologize in advance for this. Here's what the snake might be thinking if we could get inside his mind, okay? I just went down a hot sinkhole. I had to eat all these dots before they run away from the screen. Metal Gear. Okay, I apologize for that. Let's never speak of me doing that ever again, okay? I want the 5 points for the achievement, so I went ahead and did it. Also, that dot got away from me because I was too busy trying to be a terrible-ass Solid Snake clone. Yeah, as I've said, and you can probably work out here, this is just not a game that particularly likes me, in the slightest. And again, toilet seat coming out of the hole. God damn you, Rare, and your toilet humour. I mean, I can applaud Snake Rattle and Roll for being something different. I mean, the gameplay is, I hesitate to say unique, but it's pretty damn unique. And Rare, you know, as a developer, are no strangers to different / unique game concepts. I mean, this and Blastcore and a foot coming out of the hole while I ring the bell. That's not a game they developed. And again, controls mean that I collect a life and go right over a cliff. Metal Gear. And I did actually miss out on a shortcut. I could have, when I got the speed power up at the top of those steps, I could have jumped the spikes. You may have seen me sort of chicken out. And that's because I kind of got paranoid mid-jump and pulled out of it. But you can, and I have done it on my practice runs, you can sort of take a running start and jump that whole bank of spikes and get to the exit goal a lot quicker. Although, if you overshoot it, you'll land in the water and then you'll have to do it the traditional way anyway. And now we come to stage 4, and this is where the game really starts to pull no punches. This is just nasty. The dots now jump away from you actively onto the spikes so you can't collect them. And also this. Yeah, extra lives turn into bombs. That's just a slap in the face, Rareware, god damn it. However, as much as I don't like this game, well, I don't dislike the game, but it clearly seems to dislike me for some reason, I have no idea why. One thing I must mention which is really quite good, and that's the music. And it should come as no surprise to all of you that the music is so great, because the composer for this game was one David Wise. Yes, that's right, the same guy that did the music for Battletoads, Wizards and Warriors, and of course, the Donkey Kong Country series. This soundtrack is easily the best part of the game, because, you know, toilet seats jumping out the lids that can catch you completely by surprise, couldn't possibly consider the best part of the game. No, the music is the best part of this game, and this time I got wise to the damn toilet seats trick and killed it before it could hit me. And a foot. More foot enemies in this game than goddamn Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Where was I? Right, ranting about the music. Well, not ranting, because this is actually a positive point. The music is really good, although this theme that you're hearing right now, for some reason, when I hear it, all I can think of is the Monster Mash. Don't ask me why, but certainly the opening bit with the da-da-da-da just reminds me of, he did the mash, he did the Monster Mash. You know what, maybe I should have sung that for my singing achievement. It would have been a lot more tolerable than raping the title sequence with some crappy melody. Whatever, moving on. Yeah, love the music for this game, but it's no surprise because David Wise is the composer, and David Wise is one of the greatest composers, certainly that I can think of, for the 2D era. And also this game is kind of innovative, but not that innovative, because let me tell you, the hitboxes on these spikes, right, are ridiculous. I wasn't even over that pyramid-shaped spike. I hit the side of it. The game thought, well, he has to lose a life anyway. God damn it, Rareware. But again, another thing to make this unique, and a good aspect of this, and also bad, is the isometric style. We're no strangers to isometric games. Also, I did it again, and I could have sworn I didn't actually touch that spike. But again, the game thinks, nope, you touched that spike, do not pass go, do not collect £200, just proceed to Death Alley. God damn it. Can you tell that I don't like this game, really? Is that just coming across at all? Also, guillotine blades. You can actually break those guillotine blades with your tongue, and falling over a cliff, which you can't break with your tongue. You can actually break those guillotine blades with your tongue. I just didn't know this at the time recording this, so I kept trying to jump over them, which worked for the most part. But as you can see, sometimes led to me getting hit and losing segments. They're kind enough to put a bonus stage here so that you can regain your segments, but good luck keeping them all the way to the top of the level, where the bell is that you have to ring. I mean, again, Rare is kind of in that if you die by falling off a cliff, you actually retain all your segments and the length of your tongue, right? But if you die due to being crushed, which the feet enemy can do, and also anvils, which show up a bit later on in the game, you'll lose all your segments, and that can completely screw you. Also, this jump, really tricky, especially on the keyboard. You have to sort of jump out and then jump back in, and I somehow made it. Speaking of anvils, boom, right there, and all my segments just disappeared, and I've got no lives left. But there is a trick here. You can actually get the anvil to ring the bell for you, you get a 5,000 point bonus, and it opens the door to the next level. I wanted to like this game, okay? Much like the other games I played for the contest, I've yet to play it. Until, obviously, this week. I wanted to like it so much because it's Rareware and because it's quirky and different. I can't like it, okay? It doesn't like me back. Why should I like it? Level 5, you're not going to see much of this level because I really didn't get that far, and also we're getting very close to the 50-minute time limit here. But again, magic carpets that disappear were again resurrected in Banjo-Kazooie. I do like that certain elements of this game made it into other, and should I say, better Rare games. And also the isometric style was first introduced, the isometric 3D style was first introduced to the NES by Rareware themselves in the way ahead of its time Night Lore for the NES. And that's it. That's the end of all my lives. Now, I could have continued here, but I took one look at my clock, realised I was running out of time anyway, so I thought, you know what? Let's just end it here. This has not been a particularly enjoyable experience. So I just thought, you know what? Let's just game over and end on the final score. So, that was a train wreck. This has been week 7 of the Let's Play Spring Fest competition. And join me next week for Knowing Zenatoto, something even worse than this for the finale. Until then, I've been Rainiac. Bye for now.